Welcome to SWAPP. In this video, we'll be discussing Receive the Stock functionality in SWAPP. After successful login to the menu page, under Stock Handling, we have Received Stock function selected and user will be navigated to the Received Stock page. Here we have a scanner field as we had seen in all the other screens. Here again we have three different methods of scanning: direct, manual entry and camera scanning possible. By making use of any one of these three methods, user can scan for the valid pallet, item, EAN or a partner pallet. Now let's try to scan an item and see how the below information works. The first section will be loading the details of the item, its description, the date change, registration, etc. Then we have a current info section and the receive section where those two will be filled only when pallet number is scanned or a pallet is being selected from the list. Then we have an item summary where the list of pallets coming under the scanned item will be displayed. User can either choose a pallet from this item summary table by just clicking on a row, or he can scan the corresponding pallet ID here in the scanner field. Now let's choose a particular item, a pallet. Once the pallet is being selected, the current info section will be active and it loads information of the selected pallet. And this confirm button will also become active when you choose a pallet. Here we can mention how much is the quantity to be received. For example, we are receiving some spare parts or something after the production process is completed back to the stock. You can just mention how much is the quantity. For example, if it is 2, if reference number is applicable, a command is there, you can mention that. And then we have a print pallet label, which is a parameter setting in desktop application. If it is selected there, by default, it will be enabled or checked here. User can check it or uncheck as required, and keeping this print checkbox selected will schedule a print label once this process of received stock is completed, and scheduler will be taking it for printing. Now we have mentioned how much is the quantity to be received. No other comments are mentioning. By clicking on confirm, the pallet update is done. From 52 it changed to 54. Then here we have a plus button. Suppose while you do the stock update or received stock function, we found an extra pallet which is not yet been received anywhere in the system. If such is the scenario, when you click on this plus button, here we can mention how much is the quantity for the new pallet that we had seen. For example, if it is 5, mention that, and if there is location, it has to be mentioned a location. Now let's mention this 05. The item which we have currently scanned is a known pallet handling item. If that is a scenario, whenever you mention a location here, if a location combination for which we are mentioning here is already available, the whatever quantity we mentioned here will be added to the existing location combination which is there for the corresponding item. Now we have 05 already here. So when we mention this and click on confirm, update is done and it is being added to one of the existing pallet. Okay. Now suppose we scan a known a pallet handling item. Here it does have a pallet handling. In the same way, when you click on plus and mention how much is the quantity, for example, let's say it is a 40, to which location? We can always mention an existing location. When you click on confirm, a new pallet is being added with the whatever be the mentioned quantity that we are given. So in the case of pallet handling item, it always creates a new pallet. For known pallet handling item, if there is a combination for whatever be the location we mentioned already exists, it will be added to that. If it is a new location, a new pallet will be added. That's how this functionality works. This is how the resistor function works in SWAP. Thank you for watching.